Now, we know that the Russians have a major presence, obviously, in the Arctic. And if you don't understand the Russian Arctic presence, I mean, my guess when it's quick and dirty is it's at least 1,000 to 10,000 times higher than the presence of the United States, just by men, materials, bases, the amount of nuclear submarines they have there, the amount of even landing places for their aircraft. And remember this, that the idea was, and there's actually an internet story, probably 4 years old, about using weather modification to change the temperature. I'm talking about electromagnetic warfare being used to melt the polar ice caps, plural. Right now they're focusing on the Arctic. By raising the temperature in the Arctic, in the North Pole area, it makes everything a whole lot easier, whether you're extracting minerals, natural gas, or oil. It's basically what we're watching now all over the world. There's a rush for resources. There's a rush for natural resources. So I want to get back to who are the three main possibilities, maybe four, but the three most prominent nuclear powers in the world right now are the United States, Russia, and China, not in that order. Then followed by Pakistan. And believe it or not, Pakistan, India, North Korea, not in any specific order, but Pakistan, the black market for nuclear weapons, and when he was in the head of Pakistan's nuclear agency, Dr. Khan, Khan, that was in the days when, seriously, if you had the money, you could buy nuclear technology. If you had $1 million, you could buy nuclear technology. I actually talked to one of those guys, he's dead now, just to see what the going market was. So, that would have been 17 years ago. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the idea that we have had a major explosion, a nuclear explosion, with pretty much major indication by the count per minute of radioactive particles. It really behooves you to keep your eyes open. You can go and watch on the internet, the United States nuclear readings. You can go on different websites and, just type it in whatever search engine you're using. But I think with what we're seeing now and what's happening, as the tension increases, we're going to see more and more people starting to get the feeling, and it is a genuine feeling, that things are just getting more and more dangerous and more, not just explosive, sorry for the word, but more tenuous, more perilous. And it's kind of like you see 10 fingers on a cliff, and when one hand goes, the guy might swing in the direction of the hand that's dropped, like a mountain climber, okay? But you're watching finger by finger by finger by finger. I'm making sure I use the right order of these fingers, by the pinky there, here, and now we're holding on, let's say with our index finger of one of our arms. That's how perilous this is going to get. If you pay attention to the President Donald Trump, you're going to see that he says it's not going to be allowed to happen. With the amount of news stories being released on the worldwide press about North Korea and their amount of testing, at this point, I would say that it appears that even North Korea might have tested out a low-yield nuke in the upper atmosphere just to make sure everything was working. If that's the case, then things have gone into the needle is not only into the red, it's not only pegged at the red, the whole bloody face of the meter is red now. So, pay attention, get prepared. The first thing you need to do is to go on the internet, do a search for Nuclear War Survival Skills by Crescent Kearney. It is free. It is downloadable in a PDF, and I recommend you download it. Second thing you got to understand is food first. Third thing you've got to understand is that you've got to notice and identify the target areas, the main target areas that are closest to you, i.e. the obvious ones: power plants, nuclear reactors, military bases, scientific centers, areas where railroad centers, shipyards, naval shipyards, all those things, that's what the primary targets are going to be. If you remember, 2 weeks ago, one of the Russian ships, one of the spy ships, was seen off the East Coast. But what they didn't tell you is how many Chinese subs were off the West Coast. They didn't tell you what was in the Gulf of Mexico. And it only portends or only telegraphs that the time that we're dealing with right now becomes more and more perilous. Again, the next update, I hope to have a pretty interesting update on thermal vision, night vision, and I'll have a special guest on, and we're going to try and do a two-way on this between he and I, so you can see us both on the screen and stuff we hold up. It's not show and tell. But again, it doesn't do any good to think that, you even understand. Now, those of you in the military and veterans will. But if you do not understand the technological superiority of, even special operations, and know the bad guys buy all this stuff on the black market, you're going to find out probably that you may want to sell some of the safe queens. A safe queen is a firearm that will only be taken out, when you either got to use it or, it's going to be taken from you. But you can only shoot so many rifles. You can only shoot so many pistols. But if you can't see in the dark, you're toast. If you don't understand the tactics of what is going to be used against you in the dark, you're toast. Toast is a nice way of saying that your goose is not only cooked, but it's being served up on a silver platter. Unfortunately, they're, cooking the goose in your house, which is you, and using all your stuff to serve it up. Maybe even more prophetic than I think. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in today, and I'm going to encourage you all to pay very specific attention to the alerts I'm going to be posting on my website concerning the different radiation. Those of you in the United States or in Europe or in Asia that are monitoring radiation in your area, when you see a spike anomaly, please email me, steve777@stevequayle.com. Good afternoon. God bless each and every one of you. And remember this, the ultimate survival item is your brain. The ultimate survival information is that which you know, appropriate, and practice. And then you want to be as far away from the event as you can. Now, here, let me make it one more time, even very simple. A lot of people have life insurance. They got every kind of insurance you can buy. You can buy health insurance, have to have it. You can buy house insurance. You can buy flood insurance. You can buy natural disaster insurance. You can buy business interruption insurance. You can buy life casualty. You can insure your artifacts or your strange things that are worth more money than you even probably know. But that's insurance. Something has to happen for you to collect on that policy. On the other hand, survival, and I think I defined this, 35 years ago, life assurance. It's your LAP. It's your life assurance policy. What's a water filter worth to someone that can't drink water because it's so polluted, but if you had a water filter, you could provide water? What's food worth? What's a can of tuna? What's a can of salmon? Pre-Fukushima. What is a 50-pound bag of rice? And so, ladies and gentlemen, again, prepare. I want to just go on record because I'm getting emails today. Do not buy silver or gold if you're buying under $1,000 worth, unless you're buying, over a cumulative time you can afford it. You must acquire your food now. It isn't quantum physics or even advanced chemistry to let you know that things are happening that are going to affect the calorie count and the purity of the food that you're going to be able to even acquire if and when you can acquire it. No one would have thought Venezuela would be in the state it's in or in the condition it's in. No one ever thinks, most people don't think, actually I'd say the majority don't think, until it comes time to act. And when they have to, quote, act, they could have acted ahead of time, but then they can only react, and reacting to empty shells doesn't get you anyplace. Well, again, this has been a QCast podcast, whatever I want to call it. I guess it's my cast. I can call it whatever. And the idea is that the information is very important to you, and please take advantage of it and avail yourself of it.